Welcome to the DEJ Show. I'm your host, David Edgerton Jr., and I'm so glad that you took some time to listen to our podcast today. The DEJ Show provides knowledge, tools, and inspiration for men and women to help them move from surviving to thriving in all aspects of life, business, personal, and spiritual. If you like what you hear in this podcast, please make sure you share it with a friend, a coworker, or someone in your community. And if you can, log into Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. We'd love to hear from you. Hello, everybody. I want to first thank you for supporting the DEJ Show, my personal podcast that has been created to help everyone, all men, all women, all races, all backgrounds, to be just better at living, better at taking care of one another, better at doing whatever it is that you do, what you've been designed to do. So this year, after launching this podcast, I wanted to take an episode just to simply say thank you to all of you for listening, giving me great feedback, giving me ideas about potential episodes, potential shows, giving me the opportunity to participate in other podcasts, to be on other people's shows, interviews, different things that have happened because I've been experimenting with this medium called the podcast. And I'm just looking forward to what's coming around the corner as we head into 2019. And there's several changes that I'm going to be making, different things that I want to get into, some new projects I want to get into and take part in, and some new ideas of some things that I want to do. So I'm looking forward to going into 2019 with some fresh ideas, a fresh perspective on life, as well as things that could help us be all successful. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, as we head into the end of 2018, I just want to remind everybody to be thankful, be grateful for the year and all of the great things that happened this year, as well as all of the things that came that may not have been, what you were looking for. I did a podcast episode talking about pain as a gift. So I know there have been some painful things you may have experienced, but realize that those things came to make you better. We talked also about those 3 people that you should have in your life. Hopefully you found them, somebody to aspire to, somebody that's on your level, and someone who can use you as a role model. If you found those people this year, I hope that by interacting with them, they showed you a different side of your life, that now as you're exposed to different experiences and as you continue to interact with them, they'll just make you better as well. There are several things that we talked about in the podcast that I want to, just touch on a little bit. Remember, we talked about opportunity doesn't knock, it stands silently by, waiting to be recognized. It often goes unnoticed because it looks like an unfair exchange. Yeah, that was a good episode and a good concept that, not always does opportunity knock and it's looking for you. Sometimes it's waiting for you to go after it, and also realize that it doesn't look always the same as it does to other people. Sometimes opportunities for you are not the same opportunities for other people, which is why they don't see them. So we talked about that. We talked about how you are the solution someone is looking for, making sure that you can find them so you can give them what they need so they can be successful. We talked about the word focus, meaning follow one course until successful. That episode was quoted and shared a lot with the audience. I guess it resonated with a lot of people in that when you think about how to focus on something, it really does mean follow that one course until you are successful. You are blocking out everything else so that you can hone in on the target that you've set for yourself. And as long as you have a target and you have a path, then focus becomes something that is a tool to help you along your way. One of the best episodes we had was making the best you have, the best there is. And that episode really was great in the sense that it talked about becoming world class and how do you become world class. You become world class when you take what you have, your strengths, your capabilities, your knowledge, you package that together. And then once you do that, you make that the very best you possibly can. That becomes the best you have. But then the next level of that is taking that to the world and how it stands as it's compared to other things that are out there. If you are standing on top, which you can do, then now you are making the best you have, the best there is. So we talked about a lot of different things this year, and I wanted to let the audience know that coming into January, we're going to take a break first to, review the feedback we've received and also look at some new ideas for some new shows and begin to launch the podcast as far as the new episodes sometime after Martin Luther King's birthday. We want to take about maybe 30 days to reflect on what we've done, to reflect on how we've had an impact on our community, and to reflect on, the things that people have shared with us that they would like to see in the podcast. So I'm looking forward to coming back on the air, coming back in this podcast forum, being able to share more things with our audience and expanding our audience, our social media reach, and other points of connection, basically growing those so that we can continue to deliver positive vibes, positive messages, positive, perspectives to people in bite-sized chunks so that they can absorb it, consume it, and continue to do well and promote their own lives and their own agendas and things that they want to accomplish. So thank you so much again for being an audience that has been very receptive to this podcast, to this idea of, recording these different thoughts and sharing them amongst yourselves. And I really want to thank you for simply just being there and being my inspiration to share information, ideas, thoughts, perspectives, and just life with you. So as you get ready to go into the new year, remember that you are most qualified to lead yourself to where you should be going. Thank you, and have a great end of 2018. Thank you so much for joining us on the DEJ Show. I am David Edgerton Jr., your host, and we look forward to connecting with you in the next episode. Don't forget to go out to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. We'll provide links to all of the places you can get this podcast in our show notes, so make sure you check those out. And remember this, if anybody asks you to have a great day, you tell them to have a better one. Until next time, take care.